I'm Zeke Stout, and I'm the host and one of the co-judges on Master of Arms. I'm a weapons specialist, and my area of expertise is firearms and archery. I've been trained in firearms by numerous schools, including tactical response, combat-focused shooting, and a few special operations Green Berets. I've shot probably 80% of the types of firearms out there in the world. The challenges that these craftsmen are going to face are going to be very difficult. They're going to get anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to make a historical weapon that actually functions. What I think people are going to love about this show is you're going to get 3 master craftsmen that'll all have a fresh and unique way of approaching the challenge and making their weapons. When people create these weapons, they're functional tools, but a lot of them end up becoming works of art that people cherish and you'll see go at auctions for hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. I want people to be able to see what people put into these weapons that they build. They put their heart and their soul into it because they know this is something that is going to be used someday.
Did some serious damage, man.
We're not just asking them to make bladed weapons. We're asking them to make crossbows and flintlock rifles and grenade launchers. I've never seen complex weapons like these being built in a competition format before. As a judge, I'm going to be looking for craftsmanship first. I want to see what their fit and finish looks like, the little embellishments they put on it, and how they put everything together. Then, of course, functionality. That's a very important part. If it's a firearm, does it go boom? And we will be testing the hell out of these weapons, so will they hold up to me?
Discovery's Master of Arms, all new Fridays at 10 after Gold Rush on Discovery and Discovery Go.
Hi, John Hickok here. I'm here with the new host of Master of Arms from Discovery Channel. And he was nice enough to come and be on a video, and I want to ask him a few questions. So what's it like to be famous?
Thanks for having me, John.
No problem. Thank you for doing it.
The fame thing, I'm not really sure how it works. Nobody's recognized me yet. So I don't know how famous I am. And I've actually had to pay people for me to sign my name on things. So it's been awkward. It's been different. Very weird.
Okay. So do you have like big walls around your house yet in preparation, or?
And turrets with miniguns in them.
Okay. Cool. So what is it like to be on TV? I hear the TV ads, 100 pounds, is it?
Yes. Do I stare at the camera as I talk?
No.
No. Oh, sorry. Yes. It's actually closer to like 80.
80?
And I'm down 30, so really only, what's 80 minus 30? 50. What are we doing? You sure you want to make this part go like 5 minutes, or you want to just go into the real interview now?
No. We're like, yeah, we're going to pretend like we don't know each other for like 5 minutes, and then...
It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
It was really uncomfortable. We hope you were very uncomfortable as you were watching that.
It was a bit, and it didn't work.
Yeah. It worked.
Yeah.
It just wasn't successful.
I
don't think it was.
Same thing?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so this is the floating head from the end of the Hickok 45 videos.
That's me. Except this time I'm not doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Telling you to go sign up for stuff.
Yeah. And you were on like one of the first podcast episodes I did. One of the early ones. Very earliest, I think. Yeah,
I've done probably what, 10?
Done a bunch, yeah.
Yeah. I've been on a lot of them. It's fun. It's a fun show to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it back. You know, that's
except now it's the John Hickok show.
I think so.
You know what I'm going to do with my first big check I get from season 2? I'm going to get a neon The John Hickok Show to put right behind here for you.
So I have to make that?
Yeah. And I'll come on the episode just to hang it up for you.
Yeah. I want to get some like medieval candles.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the shape of The John Hickok Show?
That'd be a bit much.
Yeah.
Probably like a triangle.
Yes.
You know, with like a creepy like eye.
Yeah. That can see all.
Let's not go that far.
Okay.
The most seeing eye.
it's the somewhat encompassing seeing eye.
Yeah. Pretty aware.
Yes. It's okay.
Yeah. Occasionally it'll miss a thing or two.
See some things.
Yeah.
It's kind of Legally Blind seeing eye.
Right, yeah. Yeah, what happens when the all-seeing eye gets glaucoma?
It becomes what you're going to have up there. You just need to have like a blurry film over the eyeball part. Then you can get like a LASIK eye surgeon as a sponsor for the show.
That's what the all-seeing eye needs.
Yes.
LASIK surgery, yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of risky because what if it goes wrong?
It would not be good.
Yeah, it would be rough.
It would be the non-seeing eye.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard about it by now. Maybe you haven't. I don't know, but you guys know Zeke probably if you watch this channel.
Yes.
And
maybe. Unless they see my name on the title and they're like, oh, I'm not watching that one.
Yeah, probably. We're not talking to those people though because they didn't watch.
That's true.
Yeah, so
that's true.
But yeah, so Zeke is on a show. He's on a real TV show, not some BS like recorded in your basement.
Yeah, like these people that get 1 billion views and crap. I mean,
a joke.
Yeah, 1 billion, whatever.
That's like 1.5 episodes for.
I hope that would be awesome if we got 1 billion views in 2 episodes.
I know. I heard.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That's a big. Nobody's ever done that in the gun community, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. It's cool. It's like I don't like the.
So yeah, we got a TV show and it's on the Discovery Channel.
Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about me right now.
I tried to get you going down that route so I could just step on it. No, seriously, what were you saying? The billion views.
I don't even care now.
See, now it's uncomfortable. Now I got to make you fight through the uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
This is training for his stand-up.
Not really.
I'm like a heckler.
Stand-up is the best training for stand-up.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is I don't like to be one of those people that's all like, look at me, look at our stats or whatever, you know, because we just like making the videos, you know. That's what we're about, making videos, having fun. You know, make a living doing it. Obviously, that brings in different considerations. But 1 billion is like, okay, we've got to celebrate this. This is like a big deal.
That's a huge milestone. That's going to be, not only it has not been done in our community before, but it's going to take a lot for somebody else to do that too.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a lot of years.
Well, there's another channel that's very close.
Is it? Okay.
You guys can probably guess who it is.
Gotcha.
His name starts with an M and ends with a T.
Gotcha. It'd be cool if it was like a explosive farm or something. Yeah, something along those lines.
That's a good idea. Okay, why don't we actually be serious for a minute? You actually do like explain them what the show is, what you're allowed to say about it.
That's hard to do, but I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll be serious for you.
Go for it.
No, the show, it's really cool. It's a competition weapons building show where we have 3 of the best craftsmen in the world come in for their specialty and sometimes multiple specialties. And they will forge a weapon, they will build a weapon, they will do woodwork to get stocks and firearms.
Wait, they're doing fake weapons?
Huh?
So they're forging them?
But yes, they're forging weapons. They're making fake weapons. Forging is in like taking hot metal and hitting it with a hammer.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, gotcha. But you know, they're going to make some amazing work, and it's kind of cool because we felt like while we're filming and we're watching this happen, it's almost like a whole new sport is happening. And I know there's other shows that have done similar things, and you get 3 of the top people in their field, just like NFL, NBA, whatever, and you get to see them really go at it. And these guys are like dripping with sweat when they're done because we give them a very finite amount of time to do each thing they have to do, and then we judge them, and we judge them by putting them to the test.
So like the way the weapon performs.
Right. Yeah. The first round, I get to test it. So if it's some kind of bow or blade or firearm, I put it through the ringer, and I'm a big guy, and I really beat the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some blades that I really put them to the test. There's lots of things I almost revealed that I'm not supposed to reveal. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that happen. And then the second round, Nick Irving, he's a Army Ranger sniper. He comes in and he puts the final build to the test, and he is intense, to say the least, when he does it. There was times where when he gets amped up for it,
Like, I just walk out there and I grab whatever and I just start beating the crap out of it. I have no preparation. Nick has this thing he does where he gets like amped up and prepared, and the first time he did it, we're all like, all right, yeah, oh, let's step back 2 more steps.
Yeah.
This is getting really intense and we don't want to be anywhere near it. And he goes to town on these weapons. It's an amazing thing. So y'all will really enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, probably not when I'm testing, but when Nick tests, whew.
Well, I'm excited because there was a show, I think, pretty sure it's on Discovery as well, that I really liked, like about 10 years ago it was on, and it was called, is it Ultimate Warrior or something, where they would take it wasn't about the weapons per se, it was about like...
the martial art.
Right, like different groups of people. It'd be like Green Berets versus Spetsnaz, or like there was one that was like Cherokee versus something else or whatever. They could have different like people that are that the weapons that they would use or whatever, culturally and stuff like that.
Right.
And I remember they would. There was this one episode where they had a Navy SEAL guy on there, and he was showing like his knife skills, and so it made me think of it. And it was insane. Like you can probably find it on YouTube. I mean, the guy was just like like he was so fast, and he just like cut the dummy's head off. And
he goes into another world.
It was like all of a sudden, like he went from like, oh, I'm on the set of a TV show to I'm at war. You know?
Yeah. The mindset they get themselves into is something to be appreciated. It's pretty intense. To where me, I'm just like Hulk smash.
Yeah, that's neat. I'm genuinely excited to watch it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun to do. We've got Ashley Lubinsky. She's our historian. Just a brilliant person. She is the curator for the Cody Firearms Museum in Cody, Wyoming. And then we have Trenton Ty. He's our craftsman. He's a well-renowned blacksmith and weapons maker. And then, of course, Nick Irving, who I just mentioned.
Yeah, and he's on, you guys probably know him from Demolition Ranch. Matt's
Explosive Farm.
Explosive Farm, yeah. Matt's done a bunch of stuff with him. I've never met the guy personally. He seems like a good dude.
He's such a good dude, man. He is awesome. It's funny. One of the most fascinating things for me is going from the YouTube, podcast, radio world, where you're kind of a one-man show for the most part. I mean, with the radio, we had a producer, but that just added one more person.
Yeah.
Everything else I'd done by myself. To seeing a major production company that I want to give props to, Matador, and a network that I want to give props to, Discovery, where they do chemistry tests. They want to see how everybody interacts and how the chemistry will be with everybody on camera. And you don't have any clue until you get there and you start filming.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. Like, we all just blended perfectly together. Nick and Ashley and Trent and me, and we had great on-camera chemistry. And there's a lot of science that goes into it, probably psychology too.
Oh, yeah.
But just because we had to film a bunch of stuff with different people, and they had to see how does this person interact on this and this and this, and then they make the perfect cast. And that's kind of what happened with us.
Yeah, that's cool.
It just came together perfectly.
Yeah, that's really neat. And it airs again on November 2nd?
November 2nd. So if you're watching this next week, then it'll be this Friday. If you're watching it the week after that, it'll be every Friday after. Right. And some during the week, too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Right after Gold Rush on Discovery.
Okay, I assume it'll be on demand, too, right?
Yeah,
It'll be available probably immediately, like
Amazon. And if you don't have cable, satellite, or anything like that, there is a Discovery Go app that you can use. Yeah, and you can watch it on there, too. And I think you just type in Discovery Go on your app search, and you'll be able to find it there.
Okay, cool.
But it was fun. It's different.
Yeah. So after the first episode airs, you're going to go to the mall the next day and be like, here I am.
I'm just going to stand at the door going, hi. And most people will call the cops and have me committed. Which that would be kind of fun. I've always wondered what it would be like in there. No, I don't. Please don't have me committed.
Yeah, it will be interesting to hear what your interactions in public are like after the show airs. Because I know what dads are like based on our exposure. It'd be interesting to know.
Well, I get a lot of that already, but it's mostly, aren't you that floating head at the end of the Hickok 45 videos? Yeah, this Hickok 45 videos. See, you get it on a bigger scale, but I still get the same. Oh, you're the guy at the end of the Hickok videos. I did other stuff. Talking lead, projectile display.
I don't get it too often. Mostly it's like, wow, how tall are you?
If you talk, you get it. Oh, that's that voice I hear on the Hickok 45 videos.
Yeah, I'm not, in places a lot of times where I would get recognized because it's just because of comedy. Most of my life is like, out at the compound making videos or at a bar where there's comedy happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And, typical comedy crowds are not like YouTube gun channel watchers. For a good thing, because, some of the, like, that's being new in comedy. I mean, some of those sets don't always go very well.
What's hilarious is you've sent me a few videos of your sets after you've done them. And there's a lot of hilarious jokes. And then some of the jokes that me or the firearms community would find hilarious, you say, and I'm sitting there laughing, then I realize, oh, nobody's laughing at them at the club. It's like, oh, they just don't get it. I feel really bad for you.
Yeah, I like writing jokes about guns, but it's really hard to, it's a real challenge to write a joke about firearms that a general audience will get or understand.
You just need to save them for when you are the guest speaker at an NRA dinner or something.
Yeah, well, I want to know they're good. I know a way to test them. That's the problem.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
they're screwed either way.
I know. Hopefully one day I'll be able to I'll be able to tour. Maybe some people that watch the videos will come out. I've tried promoting my shows on here before. And
your camera's not recording anymore.
It's not?
I'm just kidding.
I was like, I see the red dot. The red dot.
I had to break the fourth wall a little bit. I think we've done it a lot so far.
Yeah, I promote shows on here, and people don't really show up, so it's kind of like, it's just gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing that's cool, with your stand-up, because I think I've probably seen every set, because you'll send me a video.
Yeah. Afterwards.
And it's
well,
been
you haven't
fun.
seen every set, but you've probably seen or heard all my jokes.
Probably seen, 6, 7 of them maybe, if that. But watching you from the beginning.
But I do 6 or 7 a week, so.
I've seen a lot of them. But anyways, from the beginning, when you started, you could tell you were excited, but you were like, okay, I've got to find my voice on this stage with this microphone.
Right, yeah.
And the last one you sent me, it was it blew me away because I saw the beginning.
Right.
And I saw what it was like then. And you had funny material, but that uncomfortableness of figuring out your delivery, because every comic's got their own delivery.
Right.
And now it's you're comfortable, you've got a delivery, you're nailing your jokes, the punchlines are actually punchlines, and not that they weren't before, but what I'm saying is that's one of the measuring sticks for comedy.
Lines,
and it was just really cool to see it, and I was so excited. I was texting you like crazy, going, "Oh, dude, it's amazing to see that."
Thanks, man.
It's you found your comedic voice. Not that I'm a good critic, because I've not attempted it once.
Well, you're a comedy fan, but
yeah.
I mean, the thing I was going after from the beginning is I wanted to just sound like myself as much as possible. Because one thing a lot of new comics do is they basically will. I mean, there's lots of different, some mean and some not so mean ways to put it, but they have a delivery style that is very, 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 very close, if not exactly the same, as a famous comic.
Yeah.
And sometimes those people can do well faster and sooner because it's they're using someone else's hard work.
Yeah.
To deliver their jokes. So they're delivering jokes at a higher level than really they should be.
Right.
Because they're using someone else's, And that works for a lot of people, and then they eventually kind of gradually move into their own, and then by the time, if they keep working at it, they start to get successful, then they kind of do have their own voice,
Yeah.
But I always really was adamant about avoiding that. I would rather just go up there and just be totally dry and have almost no delivery and be myself than to accidentally imitate my favorite comedians. Yeah. And luckily some of my favorite comedians don't talk at all like me, so that kind of helped.
And you say life is good at the end of all your shows, too.
Oh yeah, all of them, yeah. I say Hickok 45 here at the beginning. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. To me, that's the challenge of media in general that I'm sure you run into as well, because you're just yourself usually on camera. Now on this show, in the promos I've heard, you have to be a little more hostly.
Yeah,
you still sound like you though to me.
Yeah, the interesting thing was learning that dynamic. One, because we're legit It's a game show.
What are you trying to say?
Well, it's a legitimate game show. Not we're legitter than legitter. Yeah.
Legitimate?
But it's a legitimate game show. So there's a lot of laws involved with. I mean, there's a $10,000 prize.
Right.
So there's a lot of rules and laws. So there's a lot of legal things that I have to say, and I have to say it a certain way.
Yeah.
So there's times where I'm having to be very. This is what you do, and this is why you do it, and this is how you do it.
Also, big money behind a show like that. So it has to be very,
so it's got to be very professionally done. But then we did have a lot of freedom to kind of be ourselves.
Right.
And I hope that gets to come out. I hadn't even seen an episode yet.
Yeah.
But I trust Brian Nichelle. He's our executive producer, and he is amazing. And I totally trust what he's going to be putting out there through the editing process and everything.
So is the executive producer, is that a guy that he's over the editing?
Well, there's a few executive producers.
Okay.
Brian Nichelle, when you hear the word showrunner, that's like the boss of the show. We have other executive producers that are equal bosses, but they're not actually there all day, every day, making sure things go this way.
Okay.
And then he is over the editing process too.
Okay.
So, and I've seen a lot of the stuff he's done before, and it's really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. We've really, I feel like we've lucked out getting Matador as our production company, and Discovery as our network, because it was just such a smooth process. You always hear these horror stories of TV and what it's like working in TV, movies, everything like that. And I'll be honest, I was a little apprehensive as we were going into the process, but the network with Discovery was awesome. Our production company was awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better combo than what we got. So that was fun. But yeah, talking about finding your voice, it's interesting, because when I first started talking lead with Marty, and then started dabbling in the radio world and the YouTube world, you almost, like you said, you try to put on a persona.
Right.
Like the first Talking Lead episode, if people go back and listen to it, I said the word absolutely like 500 times. It was like my nervous tick. I was like, absolutely, 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 absolutely. So we named it Absolutely, our first podcast. But as I started going, it was actually our first guest we ever had was this guy named Hickok 45. Real tall, giant guy. But he was our first guest ever.
Yeah.
And he was so laid back that I think that's kind of when Marty and I both found our voice, because it put us at ease that he was so laid back. So we were just ourselves. And then we found out if we just sit around like we're, shooting the breeze with our buddies in a cabin somewhere, it's more fun to listen to.
Right.
And that's kind of where that happened. And everything I've done since then, I've just been myself.
Yeah.
Outside of the stuff, like I said in the show, where I had to, be very regimented. But even then, it was like myself being regimented with my kids or something.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The promo, like the promos I've heard, it was probably like the most regimented sounding stuff because of the clips that they used.
Right.
And it still sounded like Zeke. It still sounded like the Zeke I know. It's just Zeke, being a little bit
like
more.
When I see that ball and chain flail, and I'm like, that is a beastly looking ball. That was me. I saw that thing. I was like, good Lord, that thing's nasty looking.
Yep. Yeah.
That was it. I'll tell you what. They've shown it in the promo, so I can talk about it a little bit. I can't say who wins or who does well, but that was one of those tests where, with any kind of flail or ball and chain weapon, you've got to really be careful. And I had to learn the proper way to swing it, because you got to come around, and when you hit, you've got to be ready for where that ball's coming back.
Right.
Because if you hit perfect and you're not prepared and you keep your arms out, that ball's going to hit and swing back around and clock you right in the head. So I had to kind of be careful and leery of where the ball was going after it hit. But, oh, man, those things did some damage. It was fun.
Yeah.
And I got to hit a suit of armor with that.
That's cool. But that was fun.
That was really cool.
Obviously, your head would be the biggest thing to worry about, but I would think it'd be really hard to not just mess up your hands too.
Yeah,
I can hit your hands a lot.
Well, there's one episode. They haven't shown this in the promo, but there's one episode that involves a block of ice and my fist. That was painful.
You just punch it, just break through the whole thing.
Yeah, they built my fist, and I test my fist. No, but they'll see. They'll see. It's a really cool weapon that's very popular and very well known. Yeah. Extremely popular to the Call of Duty and Battlefield crowd. So just think of what your fist would be used for in Call of Duty or Battlefield.
That's what I actually use for my carry ammo. I have a lead mold of my fist.
Of your fist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a 9mm size.
Yeah.
Size bullet. Serious.
Yeah. Really?
I got a friend that does some different things too.
And so he took a mold of your fist and shrunk it to 9mm. You ask me the historical stuff, and I'll be like, "That's Ashley. She's not here."
So, what about the historical stuff?
That's horrible.
That's why I'm not on the show and you are.
So,
I never said I was good at this.
You say like, so y'all had some pretty, like, I see the first episode.
I'm not going to edit this out, by the way.
Oh. Now you are.
I'll just kill the audio.
They'll just see me going.
They won't know you didn't say anything right there.
Put subtitles that say Zeke is saying fart.
Okay, I don't know how this video turned out. It just got kind of weird. It always gets weird when me and Zeke hang out. Don't think about that too much. and you know, it's just one of those things. But I'm really happy for him.
Thank you.
He's on a real show finally.
Sorry, Marty. And Vanessa.
Yeah, it's so cool that he's on a real show. Oh, and he also is going to be on this show on Discovery too.
Uh-huh.
You guys know about that? So
no, but remember it, November 2nd and every Friday after that, because it's kind of one of those. There's not Discovery, not a production company, but there's people in the world that don't think we can promote through the YouTube podcast realm and actually have something happen. So let's prove them wrong. Let's get lots of ratings. Tell all of your family, all of your friends. Discovery Channel. Thank you. Right after Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, it's awesome. You know, we know each other for a good while now. And it's just really cool. They got the opportunity to do that. It's a shame it won't last, but I think it's really cool that
we know at least one episode's going to air.
Right. That so, at least you get to be the host of the show for one episode.
And I'll know halfway through the premiere if I turn around and look at you and Tommy and Dave and y'all are going, like, yep, one show. That was fun.
But it's also a great thing for the Second Amendment. You know, even though of course the weapons that are in the show are not the ones that are necessarily likely to be banned, but it's a gateway drug. You know, anything about guns is a gateway drug, big time, because guns are just fun. They just are, and it gets people into all the other aspects of it usually. And
you brought up a good point. You know, a lot of people have been asking me, oh, why aren't we going to see any modern weapons? The key to this show is showing craftsmanship. I have ARs, I have AKs, you have ARs, you have AKs, we have modern rifles. It's kind of like Legos for adults. It's not going to be real fun to see somebody building an AR. But the craftsmanship that goes into these historical weapons and getting them historically accurate, because that's a challenge in some of our builds. Some we give a little artistic freedom to them, but then a lot of them were like, this has to be historically accurate.
Right.
And to see these guys take a block of wood that's 6 feet long and turn it into a Kentucky rifle stock that's beautiful.
That's insane how people do that.
I mean, just amazing stuff. I get to go to the first round we watch from 4 to 6 hours. We stand on the catwalk and we watch them. Second round, they get 3 days to go into another shop. And they get a lot longer time. And I got to see them, you know, start, and then I get to go in halfway through and see how they're doing. And some of the craftsmanship is just unbelievable. That's one thing that I'm excited about, is seeing if this kind of has a renaissance happen. It's happened with another show on another network where blacksmithing is getting really popular. And we're going to have that, plus we're going to have this woodworking aspect, and we're going to have a Boyer aspect with making archery. And if it's going to create this renaissance of people wanting to get into making more things with their hands and getting into crafts that, you know, can build awesome, cool ass weapons.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm really excited to see about it.
All right. So thanks, Zeke, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Sorry
Yeah.
I was on the phone when you were thanking me.
It's okay. I don't normally like to edit these kinds of things, but Zeke is a terrible
make
guest.
It happen.
So,
There's gonna be lots of hard cuts.
Yeah. So,
you're welcome.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Zeke for coming on. In closing, we're excited about the show, Master of Arms. It's premiering on November 2nd. At what time? It's going to
9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, or 10 p.m. Pacific, I think.
Okay. And every
just
Friday
after Gold Rush.
And every Friday after that for a while. However many episodes.
8 episodes.
8 episodes. So we're happy for Zeke. He's part of our culture here on YouTube, and as going to be part of hopefully a really successful show on the old boob tube, and we're excited about it. Yeah. And thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
See you guys later.
All right, guys, welcome back to. Anyways, welcome back.
Talking lead.
Welcome back to the Gun Culture Radio Show.
Okay, fine. Gun Culture.
Thanks for interrupting me. I've got
my plug in for the day.
Yeah, that's right. I've got Talking Lead here from the Zeke Show. All right, is that what it is?
You just blew my mind.